Yo, what is going on, guys? So today I just wanted to go over my downsides of Diablo 4. Pretty much what I think is maybe not doing too well right now. Maybe what I think could be better. Like aspects of the game that just feel very weak. So, step one, if you've made an alt and you have completed the campaign, then you know exactly what this is. You know what I'm talking about. This right here, I feel like is very unacceptable when it comes to playing alts. So I feel, and as any of you that has watched my videos know, that I've really, went in and done my renowns and done what's really important and all that. Like when it comes to my alt, I've explored all the areas, all the waypoints, all the strongholds, all the dungeons, all the side quests. Like I've completely finished my renowns, and when I get on my sorceress, I'm pretty much punished by only getting to see Kyovashad, Karagar, Kedbardu, Gaekul, Zabenzet, and the tree. So this is just ridiculous. The map is not explored. I get very few waypoints. And me, as someone that feels like Diablo is an alt-centric game, and you're going to pretty much want to play multiple people, I feel like this right here should maybe be a little bit more thought out. Maybe you shouldn't have to collect all the waypoints again. Or another thing is, if you want your Altars of Lilith, you have to redo those. You do get the rewards across the account, but if you want the renown, then you're going to have to farm it again. And I'm not certain if the Paragon Point Lilith altars carry over. So that's one thing that I have yet to test, and I'm a little ill prepared for it, so I apologize for that. But I'm going to have to redo my strongholds. I'm going to have to redo the strongholds. Where's the last one? And that's just, I don't know, it feels very, very slow for me. I feel like it should be a little bit more thought out. Another thing is stash tabs. So if you have played any Diablo game ever, you'll know that this is the least amount of stash tabs that we've gotten in all of Diablo history. So one thing that I'll say is the fact that gems take up as much as a chest piece or a two-handed weapon is absolutely ridiculous. This needs to be fixed. We need a gem bag. Put a gem bag here. We have our currency. Add gems right below red dust, below your obols, below your gold, or maybe add it into this tab where it's, you have all these and then it says gems. Like, there is just no reason that we can't just maybe right click our gear, or maybe shift click our gear, and then select which gem that we want to put in our gear. So that's one thing that I feel like should be done. I feel like what we could do is maybe, what the fuck? Let's not sit down. Maybe slap a line through every single one of these little boxes, like we had in D2. We had little miniature boxes that would fit our gems, that would fit our rings, amulets, bracers, things like that, and then leave the 2 slots for bigger things like the two-handed weapon. Because right now it feels very punishing when we're going and farming, like, what am I supposed to do with running 4 nightmare dungeons and picking up literally everything I need to pick up because I only have 2.4 mil gold? Or I'm running low on, salvage materials, and I need to salvage. Like, I get it. We did, T80s, T90s, T100s. We ran 3 in a row. We salvaged. We went and spent blood shards. That's what we did. That's how we ran Diablo 3. Diablo 3 was a lot more fast-paced, though. like Diablo 3 was supposed to be like hack and slash. And one thing that they didn't want to do with that in Diablo 4 is they didn't want the game to feel as hack and slash. So, like, that is just one problem I have is the stash. I feel like it could be better. The next thing I would say is you can't really see because I don't have the Paragon unlocked on this guy. So here, let me swap over. But one thing that I have a problem with is Paragon. So if you know anything about the Paragon tree, it is impossible to refund your tree to the point to where you want to only spend a few points. So if you want to refund this tree, there's no way to do it. But like, if you wanted to refund your tree, you should be able to right click right here and then refund all. Or if you wanted to refund all the way up to this one, you should be able to right click here and refund. But it says you must refund all nodes on this board before you can detach it. Which means if I don't want this board, I have to go through all this. I have to right click, 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 right click. And that is just beyond me, because it costs 2,500. I have maybe, what, 40 points spent? Just let me right click right here. And, you know, it calculate whatever I'm missing, you know, what, 2544 times 40? I don't know. Like, that, I mean, I just don't feel like it was as thought out as it should have been. That is, you know, one problem I have. If they would have just maybe kind of thought more into the Paragon tree. Because if you look over here in the skill tree, you can refund all your skills. It's expensive as shit, but you can do it. I feel like if I wanted to refund, you know, multiple skills, I should be able to come right here and right click this, but because it connects to another node, I can't do that. It should just refund all three when I right click here. And I should also be able to do like a mass refund of maybe 20 or so points, and then it kind of calculate the total, and then it let me know if that's what I want to do. Wonder what he's doing this for. So that's one issue that I have when it comes to Paragon and skills. I feel like I should be able to refund maybe if I don't want to spend the full, you know, 58, because if I want to move my whirlwind to upheaval, then I have to break this, go all the way down to 1 point, but I can't, so it's to keep the cluster unlocked. So then I have to put 1 point here, and then take the point out of whirlwind, and then put all my points there. So that, it just feels very, very weak to me, the way it's, you know, put out. So that would be my issue with the skill tree and the Paragon. My next thing to talk about is probably the PvP. So the PvP in this game, it's supposed to feel more balanced than D3. Whereas D3, it was like who hit who first. That was pretty much the PvP of D3. There was no PvP aspect. But this one, you know, you're having events revolve around it. Like, I think that there needs to be a rework of maybe how thorns work. There should be a rework of how immunities work. I think there should be a rework of how the bubble works, the immunity bubble, the Vigos. I feel like that should maybe see a little bit of change. I feel like if you apply a bleed onto something and they immunity it, the bleed should still kind of tick through the immunity. And the reason I say that is because when you do upfront damage, the damage is calculated and it's done. And it's just, you're going to take that damage. When you apply bleed, it's very easy to react to a bleed build when it comes to doing any content. So if I put rend or bleeds on someone and walk away, like, they just die. But if they ice block or if they get an immunity pop, like, all the damage that I did, even though I've already applied it, it's just kind of negated. So it feels really... So blood builds feel really weak when it comes to PvP. So I feel like there should be maybe like an incentive to use blood builds. And there should be maybe a rehaul of like immunities and stuff. Because some abilities just one-shot you completely. And then some builds you have like blood or bleeding and it just doesn't feel like it performs the way it should. But back to what I was saying in the first key, if you look at my map, everything is explored, everything is done. Like, we are looking at like 17 dungeons, like, how was ours? 23 dungeons, 14 side quests. Like, I've completed everything when it comes to my main character. Now, my secondary character kind of punishes from the fact that I've already done all this and I'm having to redo it in order to feel like I have everything unlocked. Now, it wouldn't take me but, an hour to run around the map and get all the waypoints and do all the strongholds, but that's beside the point. That it's an hour of doing shit that I've already done before just to, unlock the content I've already explored. And, maybe don't allow it across season, and that would be one thing, but, if this is just, like, going to be baseline, or, every seasonal character you make, all the other seasonal characters should be able to unlock, because in D3, there was no map. Like, this wasn't a thing, and you already got all your waypoints. So you could teleport anywhere in adventure mode. So maybe when the season releases, I'll have a different change, because there will maybe be an adventure mode for the season, and everything will already be kind of done, and you won't really have to, like, do your renowns and stuff. I don't know what they have in store for that come season 1. So maybe I'll have to make another video for season 1 explaining the upsides and downsides of it. But that's kind of one thing that I wish would see a little bit more attention is, maybe being a little bit more alt friendly. I mean, and your argument could be that, oh, well, you get these altars of Lilith and you only have to claim them once and then you get the permanent buffs. Like, yeah, I get that, but then on the other hand, it's like, that's how it should be, because collecting all these altars and finding all these areas is just very tedious to begin with, and it should kind of be less punishing to do it. Sorry, I got the snifflies. So that would be my next kind of issue. I would say my next issue would be the fact that this is an MMO and it's supposed to be group oriented, and there is really no way to initiate the group. So there should definitely be some kind of way to talk to people, to invite people. Like, yeah, I have my clan here, but I have no way of, I have no way of reaching out to anyone, because all I have is local, and local only talks around me. There's no trade chat in the cities to kind of promote, oh, here's Soulstone, you guys should join, this is what we do, come in, whatever, just any kind of promotion. Now, I would say the good side of not having a trade chat is you don't have to deal with, like, gold spammers and, like, hey, power boost for this amount of gold and gold only. Like, I get it. But when it comes to wanting, like, a group finder, that would be really helpful. in terms of, maybe looking in between the clan and the social tag with whatever, thing that we decide, and, searching for a group for whatever, like, have different tabs in between here, like, it says, like, LFG or group or dungeon, whatever, dungeon finder, and then you click it, and then you scroll through, and you decide which dungeon you want to do, and you click it, and it maybe tells you how many groups are available for that dungeon. And let's say you're scrolling down and you need a nightmare tier 21, which is the baseline of Act 4, World Tier 4. You need a 21, and you need Pharaoh's Den. So I would come here, I would look at my consumables, I would see if I have a Pharaoh's Den. I guess not. Oh, there. Okay, so I have a 21 Pharaoh's Den here, and then I'd maybe click like J. J pulls up the map. Why does the J pull up the map? When M pulls up the map, you don't really need, because I guess J pulls up your quest log, but you don't need that. So let's change J to join a fucking group, and we look into getting maybe like kind of like maybe how WoW does it with their group finder. It automatically tells what keys you have. So you have a drop down box. I click it, and then I select Pharaoh's Den, and then it tells me, I have a 21. So I click drop down, and if I have multiple ones, so if I had a Pharaoh 25 or a Pharaoh 24, it would select which one I wanted to do. So then I click 21, and then maybe I can enter my title like need Druid because I need some vulnerability put out, or maybe I need some curses, so I want a Necro. And then, somebody else clicks J and they click join group instead of starter group, and then, they type in, oh, well, I want to do a Pharaoh's Den, or they can look on the side and see how many different groups are for what. And let's say they need Pharaoh's Den for whatever reason. They're like, oh, here's a 21 Pharaoh's Den. Let's run that. Or you could search by key number. So let's say you didn't want to do a 21 and you just typed into the search bar 34, and you saw that there was, a list of like 30 to 39s, and then you could kind of see, or maybe put in a little bracket, and you can see which dungeons are for that area. That way there's still like that social aspect of the game without it feeling like it's like overloaded. Now, one thing that would probably happen is there would be boosters, and you would have a lot of titles like free, or not free, but boost, tier 40 boost for 4.8 million gold or whatever, like whatever price that would be, and they would be putting in the group finder, selling their stuff, and then you would trade them. But even so, like, that's just how the economy is going to work. If you're going to make a game that is revolved around the economy, then that's just what you're going to be dealing with. So that's pretty much going to be like my problems with Diablo as of right now. Just those few things kind of come together, and maybe create multiple issues. We could probably see a little bit of work on the world tree, or the tree of whispers. I feel like the tree should be part of more content, and I feel like you shouldn't lose your shit in the Helltide when you die. That's a big punishing factor, because most of the people that are in the Helltide aren't the people that are farming the Helltide, because they don't really need the gear that Helltide might bring as early on as someone that has nothing. So give us a little bit more alt friendly, maybe just unlock the map for us, or I don't know, maybe give us the waypoints but not the map, or give us more incentive to farm renown on an alt, because 3,000, 10,000, 25,000, 60,000, and 150,000 gold is absolutely useless, and the bonus experience that you get for each renown level is just negligible as fuck. So let's see a little bit more change on that, Blizz. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you feel like there's something that needs to be worked on that we haven't really talked about in this video, leave a comment. I would love to kind of discuss what you feel, and maybe we don't share an opinion on something, and maybe you feel like the exploration of an alt makes sense because technically that character isn't me or my barbarian, and to feel more immersion, you think that you should have to re-explore because you're a whole new character. Like, if you disagree with me on anything, you know, leave a comment. Let's discuss. I want to see everybody's point of view on everything that's kind of going on. I know that, you know, this is a big game, and I have way more things good to say about it than I do bad, but I would still love to kind of get you guys' opinion and see what you might think. So leave me a comment, discuss with me a little bit. I really enjoy the feedback that you guys provide. Like, but you know, leave a like, leave a subscribe. I would love to see you guys back, and if you enjoy the video, please, you know, discuss with me. I really want to reach out to, you know, the people that kind of help my channel bump out, and you know, you guys are the reason I do this. If I did this, if I recorded a video and I knew that no one was gonna watch it, then I'd be wasting my time. So, you know, just chat with me. Let me know how you feel. But I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.